shoot my grandmother. I've shot my grandmother, and I'm going to shoot an elementary school the morning of the shooting. After he shot his friend in the face, miraculously, she was able to go call for help, but he had already stolen her car, crashed it, and then walked into a back door of the school with a rifle bought weeks ago after his 18th birthday. The grandfather of the gunman reacting to the massacre.
Why didn't he live with his mother?
They had problems or something.
Would he spend a lot of time in his room alone?
Yes. This past year he didn't go to school. He didn't graduate, but he didn't go to school. I don't know if he had breakfast or nothing or this or that. If I would have known, I would have reported him.
Meantime, the mother of the gunman says she's in disbelief her son was capable of this level of violence, and that's according to her boyfriend. He also said she didn't accept her son did this and that he shot his grandmother because he loved her. Carly, Todd.
Wow. All right, Ashley, thank you. President Biden plans to travel to Uvalde to visit families in the coming days. The world has changed and thinks Americans' constitutional rights should too.
Second Amendment's not absolute. When it was passed, you couldn't own a cannon. You couldn't own certain kinds of weapons. It's just always been limitations. It's time for action. We're here today for the same purpose, to come and say enough, to act.
West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin says he does back common sense gun limits, but he's once again rejecting calls to change Senate rules to pass a bill with a simple 50-vote majority.
Meantime, President Biden's ATF nominee facing tough questioning from Senator Tom Cotton during his confirmation hearing on Capitol Hill. Watch.
When I was a candidate for office, I did talk about restrictions on assault weapons. I did not define the term, and I haven't gone through the process of defining that term. So you're running for public office and you call for a ban on assault weapons, but you don't have a definition for assault weapons?
Back in 2018, Steve Dettlebaugh called for an assault rifle ban while running for Ohio Attorney General. Yesterday, he told senators that the decision to identify what an assault rifle is up to Congress, and that it would be difficult to define. 4 minutes after the hour now, the Republican Senate primary between Dr.
Either way, like I said, for the most part, the importance of recording that is because literally that recording is exactly what the fuck Chris Petermen and Michael O'Shea thought they could make this racketeering investigation go like. That recording of what happened to that Texas school shooting is Michael O'Shea's dream and Chris Peterman's dream, that my mom could get a divorce from that. And if I was an active shooter as a kid, my dad would get thrown in jail or kept out of jail, but Michael O'Shea could get him in a conservatorship for raising an abused kid. Chris Petermen could get my mom a divorce, and my mom still acts like she's in Lyle Boom's inheritance because Chris Petermen committed espionage on Lyle Boom's Maricopa County, Arizona will. So Chris Petermen wanted to act like the divorce wouldn't matter, that Lyle Boom had other inheritors, and he wanted to say one of the other inheritors was Bonnie Boom. So the divorce doesn't matter. He's such a good business practice lawyer. He's such a good fucking family attorney. He's so good at criminal defense that he could literally steal my grandpa's money that would have been my dad's, that ended up being mine, right out of the pocket of my grandpa and gave it to his client, Bonnie Boom. He didn't give a fuck about the guns for drugs scandal or if someone got shot at the school because Sam Garcia was carrying a 45 around. He didn't give a fuck about the sawed-off 22 that my mom kept behind her bed that got given back to meth dealers who take hits on informants. Chris Petermen didn't care about any of that shit, and he doesn't. All he gave a fuck about was trying to make it look good so the Gray family could get a fucking buck and he could be the big time attorney who got a fucking dollar from it too. That's the only thing Chris Petermen gave a shit about.